So we're looking at some of the details of this Hermle weight-driven grandfather clock. And I want to talk about how you adjust the time, how you get it to keep proper time. And it all has to do with the length of the pendulum here. And the way you adjust the length is by this knurled knob at the bottom here. And when you lengthen the pendulum length, the overall length, you actually slow the clock down. And when you shorten the pendulum, it speeds the clock up. And basically, the pendulum is mounted on this wooden shaft here, and it's allowed to slide up and down. And there's a knurled knob here that actually adjusts where on the shaft that the pendulum weight is resides. And so I'll show you on the bench how you make that adjustment. So the Hermle grandfather clock movements come in different lengths. This one happens to be the longer one. It measures about 97 centimeters from the bottom of the pendulum up to the hanging hardware here. It hangs from a pin right on this spot here. So you can simply lift it right off when you want to get the pendulum out. And the way you adjust the time of the clock is this knob right here. You can see it's a captive knob. It's a knurled knob, and it's captive on the back of the pendulum. And so you can see when you adjust it, it's actually lengthening the pendulum or shortening it. It has a little bit of slop in it, but you would want the pendulum to be dropped, supporting on the bottom. Otherwise, what you want to do is lengthen it slowly. When you go to turn it up, it's actually, the adjustment's not actually effective for several turns until it actually contacts the pendulum. So what you'd want to do is pull the pendulum down, and if it gets too slow, then you would back it up some, slide the pendulum up, and start over. It has a sort of a spring catch here that keeps the pendulum from rocking and losing energy right here. But this is the basic way that you adjust the length of the pendulum to dial the clock in for the proper time. So taking a closer look at the back of the pendulum here, you can see there's a knurled adjuster, and it's captivated by this cutout in the pendulum. And so there's a threaded rod that comes through here, and it's attached up in here to this shaft here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. So you can see what's going on here. So you can see the wooden shaft has this threaded rod installed into it, and this is basically the weighted pendulum, and it's inserted in here. And there's this knurled adjuster here is captive in this pendulum, and so when you want to raise or change the length of the pendulum effectively, you just change where this adjuster resides on this shaft here, and that changes basically the effective length of the pendulum. And when you want to, say if you want to make the clock run faster, you shorten the pendulum. If you want to make it run slower, you lengthen the pendulum. And so the pendulum weight is captivated by this little cutout here, and so that's how that works. And on the other end of this shaft here, there's just a hook, and this hooks into the clock movement. And when you want to remove the pendulum, you just simply lift up and it comes off with a pin here.